Hello there, Stanley Carr here. I love collecting music and sports memorabilia. Want to know where you can find some? I'll tell you. Go to oldglory.com. This website features one of a kind apparel from your favorite sports teams and musical artists. And I can help you get 15% off of all items. Use the code WWH135. Enjoy the episode. Welcome to Wrestling with Heart, a podcast looking at pro wrestlers giving back to their community. Join me, Stanley Carr, as I interview wrestling's hottest names who use their platforms as entertainers to raise awareness and do community service. Hello and welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Heart. This is the show where we talk with professional wrestlers and professional wrestling personalities about their lives in and outside of the ring, as well as doing acts of charity work, community service, volunteering, and spreading positivity. We're always about the positive vibes here on the show, and with me right now, I've got a very special guest. He is a professional wrestling manager working in the North Carolina independent scene. I am pleased to welcome Johnny Shore. Welcome to Wrestling with Heart.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. I know we've been trying to get something going for a while, but now it finally worked because, got to take time from my busy schedule.
Absolutely. You got so many irons in the fire going on. Man, I've seen you a bunch at WrestleCade, have been appearing at different conventions. That's got to feel amazing, to get that experience.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's talk about your upbringing and childhood. Are you from North Carolina originally?
No, sir. I am from Seaside Heights, New Jersey originally. I was born in Toms River and raised on the Jersey Shore.
Okay. So East Coast.
Oh, yeah. I moved to North Carolina with my parents in 2005, so I've been down here for most of my life. You can take the boy out of Jersey. You cannot take Jersey out of the boy, though, and that's a damn sure thing.
No, I mean, New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, that's a pretty big wrestling scene over there. If you've ever been to whether it's a WrestleMania or an independent show, you got some pretty passionate fans.
Oh, I found that out the easy way, I should say, not the hard way. I did the last Icons of Wrestling as a guest in Philly. Joe Matthews with Puppet Master brought me in as a guest with Zaya Brookside and Black Dahlia and Ultraviolet and Izzy Moreno in 2023. My autograph is on the ECW mural at the ECW Arena, fun fact.
Hmm.
And that's where I got to meet some people that I looked up to in the business that I can now call friends, like Dawn Marie from ECW, for example. Shout out to Dawn, she's amazing.
Yes. I think it's so cool, to find people that are passionate about professional wrestling because it's something we all grew up on. It's something we all loved as kids, and we're now
Oh
in the
yeah.
business as adults, working in this industry. What can you tell me about your first memories watching professional wrestling?
Watching wrestling, I remember my first time I ever watched WWE. It was coincidentally the match where Cantel broke her collarbone against Beth Phoenix live on Monday Night Raw. And it was actually a pretty decent match. And I mean, the theatrics of all of it just played together, and I was like, wow, this seems cool. And I've been a fan ever since. So that was like 2006, 2007.
Yeah, I believe that was No Mercy when she was, I think Beth beat her for the championship.
Yeah, I think so. It was either that or an episode of Raw.
Yeah, it
But
was like,
either way, that injury was pretty gross.
yeah, I mean. When you watch this for the first time, I mean, I'd imagine, the shock on your face because you're like, wow. I mean, these are two women that are going at it here, and they're pretty, taking some intense bumps. They're taking so many bumps,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like, how did these people do this? How are these people able to do this, without getting hurt or getting hurt pretty bad? And then this happens, and it's like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's crazy because I was like 9 when that was being aired on television.
who would you say were some of your favorite wrestlers to watch growing up?
Men's wise, I would say the Hardy Boys, definitely. I mean, most people can say the Hardy Boys are some of their favorites. I liked Kane, Big Show, Rob Van Dam. There's several. And then women wise, I would say Beth Phoenix, Michelle McCool, Awesome Kong, and a few others. But like, and I'm blessed to call some big name workers friends of mine. Like Karrion Cross is a good friend of mine. Cedric Alexander's like a big brother to me. Johnny TV from AEW, Taya Valkyrie, Deanna Perrazzo, Willow Nightingale, Michin is a good friend of mine, Rachel Ellering as well. I mean, people I grew up watching on TV when I was younger, I can now basically call them friends and colleagues in this business.
It's amazing when you meet these people that you considered your heroes and to meet them in person. It's like a burst of energy because you meet these
Yeah.
people, you light up, and it's like you can't really duplicate that kind of feeling, you know?
Exactly. It's surreal. Like I never pictured myself being friends with people like Deanna Perrazzo and Johnny TV and Taya and all them.
So, at what age did you decide this is what you wanted to do? You wanted to enter in the professional wrestling business.
Probably when I was like 16 or 17. And it's funny you mentioned that. I was actually approached. I was trained by Dan Wright, the cousin of CW Anderson from ECW. And CW is a good friend of mine as well. Such a good guy. Shout out to CW. I was approached by Dan at a local show about 10 minutes from my house in Clayton, North Carolina. I tried training the first time in 2014 when I was 17 years old, and I was like, this ain't for me right now. Probably about late 2021, I started back into it, and I debuted in June of 2022 at a show in Raleigh called Fortitude Wrestling Entertainment, or FWE. And I was actually on a show with Rachel Ellering, Hornswoggle, Sylvain Grenier from La Resistance, and a few others. So it was pretty cool. But I was like, screw it, I'll try it, take bumps and all that. And I debuted as a heel manager, and I've been a heel ever since.
Now, I'd imagine like you're learning kind of on the job because you're trying to, get pointers from all these different people. What would you
hmm
say would be pieces of advice that you took from your time learning how to work as a manager that you still apply to today?
The best wrestling advice I ever got, honestly, hands down, was from a Hall of Famer that is a manager, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart is a stand-up dude. I will always go talk to that man. I met Jimmy Hart in 2016 at a modern vintage wrestling show in Wilmington, about an hour and a half from my house. And I asked him, I was like, dude, let me pick your brain. Can you give me any advice? I want to be in this business as a manager. And he told me, he's like, put your guy over. If you bump, oversell, he's like, make your guys look good, or girls, or whoever you're managing. And I mean, I always try to put my people over as best as I can. I mean, contrary to popular belief, unlike most managers, I have actually wrestled as part of storylines. I've had friends of mine in the business that are like big names, like Taya. She's been an inspiration big time. Deanna, Meechin, Cross, Cedric. They've all been like, keep doing your stuff. You're great. Let us know if you have any questions or if you want any advice. And I mean, I have several local workers that are vets here that I could ask for opinions too if something doesn't seem right.
Starting out, were you nervous, being in front of an audience?
Oh God, yeah. It was, who wouldn't be? I mean, I'm in the medical field outside of being in professional wrestling. I mean, I'm used to taking care of one patient at a time. Like, all right, let's check your blood pressure, not like having like 300 people tell me you suck, we hate you, and all this other stuff. It's totally different.
Being a heel manager, did you enjoy watching the heels growing up? Did you gravitate towards them, or were you more into the whole
Oh
baby
yeah.
face?
I'm a sucker for the heels. I always have been, always will be. Once a heel, always a heel. As Francine from ECW, another good friend of mine, would tell me, she always says from one heel to another, keep doing your thing.
You can get away with so much being a heel that you couldn't get away with in real life.
Well, it's like somebody asked me in an interview one time, they're like, what would it be like for Johnny Shore to be a good guy? And I literally cut them off mid-sentence and said, you're fired. This interview's boring. 'Cause me being a baby face, it's like I talked with Missy Hyatt at an indie show one time, and Missy's like, "Are you a heel worker or a baby worker?" And I'm like, "I'm heel." She's like, "Oh, good," because being a baby is like holding up the third ring post for fun.
Now, I'm sure you're studying tapes of all these different individuals, personalities in the past, Jimmy, Missy, Francine. Who would you say has been like your favorite manager that you go back and look at some of the videos, or if you had to pick like a few influences for your character that you've kind of combined, who would some of those people be?
Bobby Heenan, Jim Cornette, throw in a little bit of Vicky Guerrero for the theatrical aspects. Because Vicky's like, when I was a kid, Vicky Guerrero was like the resident loudmouth of Friday Night SmackDown. That woman could get heat. It's good. It's solid. And she made her presence felt. So there's that. I mean, I'm not exactly, I don't scream like she does, but if I get into it, I get into it, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting combination. You want to have like the loud and bombastic, tones of voice, and then have some mellow in there as well. So you kind of have to mix it a little bit. It's kind of makes an
Oh, yeah.
interesting dynamic.
Oh, yeah. You got to have a little mix in between.
Okay. Now, talk to me about some of the people that you've gotten to work with during your time in the business. Who would you say some of your favorite clients have been? Anybody that maybe we would know that you've gotten the chance to work with?
Well, the most well-known one that I've worked with would probably have to be the Cannibal Savannah Evans. I actually managed Savannah in a three-way women's match at a show in Greensboro, North Carolina, back in August against Cece Young and Amira Rose. And I've wanted to work with Savannah since I met her. I mean, her and I have been good friends for almost 10 years now. I mean, I watched her grow up in the business basically as a fan, and I've supported her ever since. And she's one of the most badass women on the independents in North Carolina. But I mean, I've worked with, let's see, I've worked with Savannah. I've managed Amira Rose she's from Firestar Pro Wrestling, trained by LeBron Cozone. I've managed Mark James and Alex Evans, collectively known as Brutality Inc. Those two guys were fun. We had a good storyline back during my time with DCW. We actually did a six-man tag team match and ended a tag team as a collective as part of the gimmick. It was really fun. But another female wrestler that I had to give a shout out and mention to that I'd managed is the AP Audrey Allen. Audrey is very talented in the ring and very amazing to work with. Super talented girl. I'd love to work with her again, and Mark and Alex and Savannah as well.
If you had to pick like a dream like client or someone that you hope to manage one day, who would it be and why?
Willow Nightingale, number one, because that's she's like my sister in this business. She basically almost started crying when she saw me at WrestleCade. She's like, "Oh my God, I saw you on the guest list, and I full on marked out." I actually gave her one of my signed Johnny Shore trading cards that I had, and she's like a sister to me. I love her to death. Another one would be Taya because that girl is crazy as hell in the ring. They don't call her Loera Loca for nothing. And then, for the nostalgia, I'd really like to work with Cedric Alexander. I mean, he practically watched me grow up. I mean, he always teases me. He says, "I don't like that you're taller than me now," because contrary to popular belief, I'm 6'5" now, but when I first met Cedric, I was like a foot and a half shorter. But Cedric would be cool. There's several. And I mean, I wish she wasn't retired because for the love of God, I would love to work with Awesome Kong. That would be amazing.
That'd be kind of cool. Um,
I just don't want to take the instant buster. That's all I'm saying.
Now, what would you say would be like your ultimate goal in the wrestling business? Where do you see yourself heading in the industry?
Uh, well, I mean, I'm still what they would call green. I mean, I've only been doing this for going on 4 years now. I always tell people I've been a worker for almost 4 years, but I've been around this business for almost 15, between doing ring crew, paying my dues, going to shows, all the fun things. Um, but my like everybody, like you're basically lying if you say you don't want to get to like WWE or something. I'd love the chance to work as an extra, whether it be with AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, WWE, whoever. I mean, I'm grateful for every opportunity I get in the wrestling business.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see out there in one of the big promotions. It'd be pretty amazing. I want to switch gears and talk about some of the stuff you've done outside of the wrestling business. I know that you're very involved with different charity organizations and have done things to help out in your community. What have been some of the things that you've been able to be involved with over the years?
Uh, I can't believe it's been almost 10 years since I've done it, but back in 2016, I actually worked with the National Inclusion Project that was founded by Clay Aiken. It's based out of Research Triangle Park in North Carolina near like Raleigh, Durham. Their mission is to make sure children with disabilities like autism, Down syndrome, Asperger's, things like that, that they don't get excluded and they're actually included with all events in their communities. Um, Unfortunately, the event that they did every spring, they went under. I was fortunate enough to do it in 2016. One of my friends, who's a local news anchor here in the Raleigh Durham area, she did it in 2012 when she nominated me because she thought I'd be a good fit for it. I was the second youngest person to do it the year I did it. But I did the local version of Dancing with the Stars called Dancing Like the Stars to raise money for the National Inclusion Project for special needs kids. So when they did it, they would get, you know, well-known news anchors from local television stations. They've had college football players. I was the first person in the show's history from the professional wrestling industry to do the show. And then the only other person from pro wrestling that did it besides me was Roosevelt Conyers, formerly known as Victor Andrews. I did it in 2016. He did it in 2017, but they pair you up like they do on the TV show, and you basically rehearse for 2 to 3 hours a day whenever you can go, and you learn a routine. It's one routine. It's not like the TV show, but you go up there and you perform a dance routine, and you raise money for those special needs kids with this inclusion project and their mission and all that. But for every dollar you get, it's not about who dances the best, it's about who raises the most money. So every dollar you got was one vote. Whoever got the most money won.
Hmm, it's a pretty unique
I didn't
concept.
I didn't win. No, it was a lot of fun. It was good cardio too. I actually dropped like 50 something pounds on that show in a 3 month time span, rehearsing and burning my energy up in rehearsal. I mean, I was tired as all get out, but it was worth it because of the kids.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure to see the kids smiling and to be entertained and happy and you're being there for them, I mean, that had to have meant a lot to them.
Oh yeah, and then the year I did it, they actually had a 9-year-old little boy with Down syndrome do it, and he was the last one to go on. It was amazing. Like they did the theme I did when I did it was movies from like the 80s and 90s. So yeah, I dressed up in this shirt that I wore to my senior prom in high school and white gym shorts and socks and slid across the ballroom floor like Tom Cruise from Risky Business and did a triple swing to old time rock and roll.
That's so cool.
But it was
Yeah.
fun. It was very rewarding. I didn't win, but I consider myself a winner in my eyes because I got up there and had the guts to do it.
Yeah, when you're there, making a difference for these kids, I mean, it is very rewarding because they're going through so much in their life and to be entertained and to have them be entertained by the work that you're doing, both with that and with being, a heel manager, being in the ring. You're putting a smile on their face and you're making a huge difference because you never know what they're going through in their lives. They could be going through so much, pain and, to have that moment just it gets them out of that space for a little bit.
Oh yeah. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, when I did it in 2017. I returned as they had me come back as a judge, and it was really funny judging one of my now colleagues in this business when he did it. It was pretty fun, but like when we did it in 2016, we broke the all-time highest attendance record because usually they get like 5 to 10 people to do it every year.
Hmm.
So when I did it, it was like me, a college football player, a college professor, two news anchors. a kid with Down syndrome, a fashion designer, and an insurance agent from the Raleigh area. Between the 8 or 9 of us that did it, we raised like almost $50,000 for the charity.
Wow. What is it
So
about
it's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding.
what is it about giving back to the community that gives you the most joy?
The reward of people getting stuff that are maybe underprivileged or less fortunate. I mean, people deserve things. I'd rather see people get something that they could really use than something that they don't need.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, when you see somebody that's struggling and for them to, kind of get out of that funk that they're in and enjoy, life and be able to do things, take the pain away. It goes so far.
Hmm. Oh yeah, and it's very rewarding to help others. Shoot, I still talk to people that are involved with the National Inclusion Project in Raleigh, but they do a lot of stuff in the community overall. They may not do Dancing Like the Stars anymore, but they still do other events and still do fundraising actively.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to have like events like that, every year, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end because you know that it's for a good cause.
Yeah. Well, COVID, they probably would still be doing it if it wasn't for COVID-19, honestly. The last time they did it was in 2019, and then they cut it and it went belly up, and it was unfortunate because that was their big, huge fundraiser for like the whole year for the
Mm,
organization.
wow.
So yeah.
Definitely seems like a lot of fun to do, It's good exercise and
Okay.
it's for a good cause. So the fact that you were involved with that, I mean, it's just so cool, You were able to do all that, be a part of something that was very special, and for a special reason.
Well, it's like when I got the call for it, I was like, what? I'm not a star by any means. Yeah, I do ring crew I wasn't even training to be in the wrestling business yet. I was just doing ring crew and paying my dues. And they're like, oh, well, one of your friends that works for ABC in Raleigh nominated you. I'm like, what's it for? And they're like, special needs kids. I'm like, all right, sign me up. I'll do it. Why not?
And it just took off from there.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun though. It's good cardio.
Definitely seems like it is. Well, Johnny, I want to say thank you for coming on, reaching out, and coming on to Wrestling with Heart. It means a lot to me and to my listeners and viewers that are watching this on YouTube. Where could people find out more about you on social media? And if there's anything you want to plug, feel free.
Let's see. I have a Johnny Shore Facebook page. You'll know it's me. It's my profile picture is literally me with my one of my 8x10 graphics. I post all my upcoming booking information and dates and merchandise and stuff like that there. You can also catch me January 17th at Carolina Slam Jam in Greenville, North Carolina at the American Legion post down there. But stay tuned to my Johnny Shore Facebook page for all merch updates and booking information. And I greatly appreciate you, Stanley, for having me. Guys, follow this guy. He is top notch, Johnny Shore approved. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me on this.
Absolutely. And you're more than welcome to come back.
I hope so. Dude, I am a superstar, you know?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, take care. This is Wrestling with Heart. I hope you found this podcast to be informative and entertaining. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and look out for the next edition.